Hi guys, and in this video I'm going to be changing the xenon bulb on the Audi A3 AV.
So, in short, to change the headlight bulb on the xenon type of headlight, there's not enough space behind it, as you can see. There is minimal space over here to get access to the bulb, and the same on the other side. You've got the fuse box housing there, which is going to restrict you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the front bumper off slightly and just lean it forward. That way it's going to give me access to the screw that's underneath this headlight. So there's 3 screws holding the headlight in at the top and 1 underneath. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, that is it there, and that is what you need to take out in order to take the headlight out. So that's why I'm taking out the bumper, partly to give me that room. Let's go. So step 1, remove all the screws with dots on underneath the car. The ones with just the arrows you can remove if you want to take the whole bumper off, but I just want to take the bumper off partly just for me to get access to that screw that's underneath the headlight. The ones with the white dots, those are T25s. The one with the red dot, those are T30. Remember, just remove those ones if you want to tilt it. Remove all of them with the arrows if you want to fully remove the bumper. Alright, so the first thing you need to do, you need to take out 4. I've got the S line 2013. That's 1, 2, 3, and there's a fourth screw there that needs to take out. Those are T25s. So you've got to take those ones out. Once you take them out, it will then allow you to pry in here, in this little arch here, and pull it forward to get access to 2 screws in here. My method is turn the wheel one way, take out all the screws you can, and then turn it the other way and then take out all the screws you can. Just do that on both sides. If you can't do it, you ain't got a small ratchet or anything like that, you can just take both wheels off.
Right, so I've just gone to the passenger side. I've taken out the screws in the arch. If I peel that back, dead center, you can see that is the top of the screw, that is the bottom. You've got to take that one out, and then there's one at the back.
So I've already taken it out. That was a T30 screw. I needed a long extension to get to it and a magnet, because if I dropped it I'd be in trouble. So get your magnet ready. I managed to do this without taking out any more screws, but some people have taken out that whole arch to give them access, because when you're peeling it back with some resistance, it does try and close back on you. So just giving you the heads up.
Once that is done, you then need to remove 1, 2, 3 of these T30 screws, and that will allow you to prise the bumper forward. Remember, if you want to take the whole bumper off, it does make things easier, but it's just a bit more time consuming. So after tilting the bumper down in a diagonal forward position towards me, I managed to crack it loose on the sides and at the front, and as you can see here, I've got enough space to get underneath the headlight. Next, the only real way for me to show you where the screw goes underneath is by using this video that I recorded after I took the headlight out. So that is where there's going to be a screw, and it's underneath the headlight. So again, pull the bumper forward, get an extension and remove it. I believe it's a T30. Next, you want to remove the screws from the top of the headlight. That's 1, 2, 3. They're all T30. With that removed, I'm going to be able to move this out, but before we do that, we've got to make sure we take out the correct plug for the headlight so it doesn't get yanked on. So I was trying to take out the headlight and it was not budging. Reason behind it is here, there's a little tab on the actual headlight, and that goes into that little groove there, which is attached to the wing. That goes into there. It took me about 5 minutes to do it because it's quite tricky. You've got to pull it away from the car, twist the headlight and push it back, but practically that can only go back. It can only go back to come out, and then obviously when you're putting it back in, you've got to put it behind it and slide it forward. There is a wire that is underneath the headlight, but I didn't need to remove it because I was able to twist that wire there. I was able to twist the headlight, shimmy it out and still get access to the back. Alright, so next you want to remove this cap. Again, make sure you've disconnected the plug to your headlight. That is the bulb that we want to remove, D3S. Those are the clips that hold it in place, and on the bottom of it, that plug there, that's what gives it the power. Alright, so as you can see, I've managed to take that green plug that was here. Just by pushing it down, it pops straight off. Next, I'm going to release these hinges, so that way it will allow my xenon bulb to come out.
So, removing that xenon bulb was quite tricky because I didn't know what I was doing at first, but after a while, I got the hang of it.
Alright, so just to show you what I was talking about, that is how it was sat originally, and that is when it's holding the bulb in place. All I had to do was flick it. As you can see, it widens out if you flick it in a certain way.
double check, so it's to the left and then up, and as you can see it wide.
So I've stuck a freeze frame here simply for the fact of making it easier, because 95% of the time you're probably thinking, what is this guy talking about? So where the arrow is pointing, you can see that AUDI have put in place a hook design, and this hook design is obviously in an open position now, which allows you to take the bulb out, and to close it you have to slide it towards the left, down and around to the right, as you can see. And to open it, to the left, up and to the right, and probably the opposite on the other side. So as a rule of thumb when working with cars and changing over parts, always compare them side to side to make sure that it's the right fitment, right size and right shape. There's also the link on the screen to the guy where I got them from, and also in the description I'll put a link.
You want to get your new bulb, which is here, and then you want to place it in that way, so the exact same way, but then obviously you want to make sure that it's going to hold in place by pushing those two clips back down in their positions.
So to install everything back, it's just the opposite of removal. I'm showing this part again because this is the part that I forgot to do, so I pushed the headlight in and it wasn't going in, but that's because that part there, the black part, wasn't in that groove. So I had to pull that black groove towards me, away from the car, that way I could push the headlight back and slide it forward, so that way it fit in.